MC Hero D, in short, the modern Herodotus. It's time to put the past on blast and all of you to notice. We spit these bars and flow just so that all of you can know this, that history's for you and me, not just teachers and the POTUS. So kick back, chill, and let it flow, and on this journey we will go. By tomorrow you will know a new act of this Heroes Show. Yo, what's up, it's your boy, MC Hero D, in short, the modern Herodotus. Today we're going to put the past on blast as we talk about that very important war that gave the United States its independence, the American Revolution, as colonies would fight against their mother country and gain their right to govern themselves for all eternity. Here we go, y'all, putting the past on blast, American Revolution. With tension high they gathered the First Continental Congress. They knew the task ahead of them was no less than humongous. Get King George to take away the last coercive acts, or boycott every British good that still contained a tax. And redcoats got their orders to head up to Concord. They heard that's where the weapons of the colonists were stored. And early on that April day when passing Lexington, shots rang out in the melee, the injured 8-1. On to Concord, British marched determined in their mission, though disappointed at the find of little ammunition. But a shot rang out, heard round the world, at least that's how it's known. The Minutemen would now defend their colonies and home. In Philly, once again they met the Second Continental to organize and address issues so essential, like a Continental Army which was formally commissioned. Washington to lead the troops and get them in position. Like, did they want to break apart? Was it time to take the chance? Instead they felt it still too soon and sent an olive branch. King George scoffed at this attempt of peaceful resolution, while Thomas Paine penned common sense and called for revolution. It did appear as summer near that Congress now saw clearly independence, the only path to what they prize so dearly. And Henry Lee was the first to voice his fateful resolution, while Jefferson the obvious choice to pen with elocution. Men created equal with unalienable rights, which when denied by unjust rule will justify a fight. A complete list of grievances against tyranny and kings, and rights that we are born with, among some other things, like a final dissolution of all ties to the crown, a complete split from which there would be no turnaround. So war was on. To New York went the troops with Washington, and 3 battles followed, one a loss and the other 2 a win. On Christmas Day in Trenton, they chased the Hessians out and set up camp. Then to Princeton went a win but not a rout. But at Brandywine the British won and Philly was now lost. But Howe did not leave troops behind, which proved a major cost. And the British turned to Albany to split the troops in half. Burgoyne and Howe messed up somehow, which proved a major gaffe. And Saratoga's battle would prove the turning point as the British troops surrendered and the French agreed to join. And the next challenge for Washington was Valley Forge's winter. Thousands died from hunger while those left alive were thinner. But the commanding chief proved his worth and brought von Steuben in. And they used this time to train the troops with skills and discipline. And with France and Spain now in the game, the British changed their plan, calling on their loyalists who lived in southern lands. Savannah's capture gave them hope and a Charleston win. But patriots had punched right back in the Battle of Cowpens. And up the coast, Cornwallis marched with 10,000 British men toward a trap at Yorktown's Bay, unbeknownst to him. Lafayette had kept him busy with a modest crew, while Washington came from the north as reinforcements grew, and the French to grasp by sea had come to the dismay of the Brit. Surrounded on all sides and trapped, Cornwallis had to quit. At this point the Parliament had no more troops to send. This war by now unpopular, time for it to end. In the Paris Treaty 2.0, lands became divided, and 13 former colonies were 13 states united. 14 former colonies were 13 states divided. 13 former colonies were 13 states united. Yeah, there you have it, y'all. Past on blast. Peace and truth. 13 states united. Hero D. Out. It's all about the hip-hop history, because the story of the past is no mystery, because cause and effect can cause you to reflect, and it never quite ends the way you expect. So we spit out these bars to tell the whole story, the winners, the losers, the pain and the glory, keeping it flowing so you could be knowing the various ways that this country be growing. Put your hands hands in the air if you're ready to be immersed in the hip-hop history. I said a hip-hop history, coming to you straight